program. This is a small program, but try to understand. It's very interesting. Tick ls. Ls stands for list. And you say star.asset. Star.asset means give me all file which has an extension star.asset. So example, you don't do anything, just see here. If I do ls, let me zoom a little bit. If I do ls space star.asset, it will run and it will get me all file. See that? Say yes or no. So if I do ls space star.asset, it gives me all file. But if I do tick, we are asking it to run. We are asking it to run. Make sense? So when you run, this will become parameter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Make sense? Because when you run this command, it's going to give me this one, this one, this one, this one. So total 5. So because it's more than 1, I'm going to use in loop. I'm going to use in loop. So how does it work? How does it work? It's very nice. You may like it. So you can see it. There's a tick. It's going to give me files. And you are say 4x in. So whatever you get a 5 files, right? You're saying this is a list x in. So first will come to x. First will come to x. And then you're saying echo $x. $x means that file name. Then you're saying pipe tr. Tr means translate. Tr means translate. And you're saying A to Z. If it is a lowercase a to z, translate into uppercase a to z. Make sense? And then append code. So we are appending code. Then design. Then you are doing cat code. You don't have to worry about. I'm going to explain that. So now, what is the situation? So let's step by step understand. This is going to give me multiple files. So I was saying 4 space x in whatever files you're going to get through tick is going to loop. So 4 has a do, and 4 has a done. So 4 always have this syntax, do, enter. If I say echo only, please pay attention. If I say echo $x, then it will print one by one all files. Make sense? Are you understand? Why? Because the tick command is going to get me all files, and through 4 I get this one by one file, second file, third file, fourth file. Each time it get the file, X value I'm printing. So I'll see file. So let's run it step by step. So let's go back to our AWS console, and we're going to write vi, and we'll write 7.asset, vi 7.asset, vi 7.asset. This moment you should be more comfortable because you are not doing first time, you're doing 7th time. Right? Please understand. The people who are doing this exercise after 7 times, you will become more comfortable. Basic process aspect. So vi 7.asset. Press enter. As I press enter, I go inside and I press I for insert. So I'm in insert. Now here, I can write a comment if I want. When you want to write a comment, you do hash sign. So I'll say hash sign, and this is a loop program. You can write a comment. So anytime you want to write a comment, you are going to write a hash sign or number sign and write whatever you want. It will be ignored. It will be ignored. Make sense? Please understand. Comment, more comment you write is better. So here, this is a loop program. Now I press enter, and anytime you press enter, sometime comment keep coming. You have to delete that by doing backspace. Otherwise, comment will keep coming. You might have noticed. If you keep writing, then program will not work because everything will be commented. So you have to do backspace to delete those comments. Make sure you enter, and then backspace. So you delete this. So you delete that comment. Make sense? Now we are writing our program. So it's a 4x. Can I use another variable? Yes. In tick ls space star.sh. Tick, like that. Please understand. So tick is like this tick, right? Which is the switch beneath the escape. Everyone understand tick? This is not a single quotation. Make sure you understand. So you're asking, hey, Linux, run this command, ls space start.sh. So it will run the command, get the files. So I'll say enter, do, enter, and I'll say echo $x, enter, done. So this is my simple tiny program. So I'm saying for x in tick ls space star.sh. Tick complete. Then 4 has a do and done. And inside that, I'm printing $x. It means every time I get a file I want to print. So all the files which I have here, I'll be able to print it. Make sense? Slowly, we are getting in a useful utility. So this is useful utility. Good. Escape, colon WQ. Now, how do I give a permission? Yeah, so sudo chmod plus x 7.sh, and then run the 7.sh, and you will see entire file list. Give me thumbs up. You got that entire file list. Make sense? You guys agree or not? Because I gave ls space star.sh, it got me one by one all files. Make sense? Why am I getting file name, not a content? Why am I getting file name, not a content? I'm only getting file name. What if I want to get a content of the file? What should I do? Very good. Very good. So here, yeah. So here, if you see here, our program cat 7.sh. What we are doing here, we are doing echo. Instead of echo, if I do cat, what will happen? It will show me the content of the file. Yes or no? Echo will show name of the file. Cat command will show the content. I can have both also. So let's go to program. We'll say vi 7.sh, vi 7.sh, vi 7.sh, vi space 7.sh, vi space 7.sh, vi space 7.sh. Press enter. Now, after echo $x, press shift A. A means apple. Shift A. It will append. Shift A. Shift A means you're going the last and it will append. Shift A. A for apple. Make sense? Shift A means capital A. Shift A, so it will insert. And here I can do echo, double quotation, star, some design, just for differentiation. And here I'll say cat. You can do that. Cat $x, like that. So what I did here, I tried to do echo, some design. I gave design echo star, don't count please, just do randomly. And then I say cat $x. It will give me file name, then separation, and it will show the content. $x will have file name. So if I do cat, it will show me the content. So if I want to delete something, I can do that also. Yes or no? I can do a lot of things. If I want to give a permission, like example, I have 50 files. How many files? 50. Now, if I want to give permission, then I can do chmod here. Yes or no? Chmod plus x $x. It means every file will have permissions. So anytime when you are repetitive, anytime you do repetitive tasks, loop will be very better because you can do automation and you can do simplicity. It's very easy, right?
We have to put sudo in there.
No, not now here. Why? Because you already give a permission. It should work because your permission has a sudo. If it doesn't work, you may need to do.
No, but if you're giving for 50 files, you're giving permission for each file, you would have to put
You
sudo.
can, yeah, you may need to use sudo. Yeah.
But maybe only in AWS.
Yeah. Now I'm doing escape colon WQ. Escape colon WQ. Now run your program dot /7.sh and you will see lots of detail. Give me thumbs up if you're understanding what I'm doing. You see nicely, the file name is 6.sh. Yes or no? And you get the detail. File name is second.sh. You get the detail. File name is 7.sh. We get detail. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Yes or no? Make sense?
Question. When we're writing this,
Mhm.
another way to do it would, instead of like doing it that way, couldn't you pipe it together with
We
the
can.
chat in it? Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
thinking it that way.
We can do that. We can do a lot of things. This is like, I want to step by step, I want them to think about how it is working. People on phone, any questions, concerns, doubt? The program is here, get 7.sh. This is a simple, tiny program. The program is reading this detail, right? Yeah, because Herman, you have to give sudo, you forgot. You forgot sudo chmod, right? After 7 program, chmod, right? Plus X, and then file name 7.sh, right? Please don't forget, because without that, it won't work. The sudo, right? Now, in this program, we are having this script. I'm writing here, but I'm writing what you call displaying the content one at a time. So what happened, as my loop is looping, first file I'm seeing, then second file I'm seeing, then third file I'm seeing, like that. Sometimes you may want to do something interesting. Rather than displaying, you may want to append. You want to append to some other file. Let's say I create a file called code. So it will loop. It will loop and you will add all the code in a code. And after your loop completes, you do cat code, because code is your new file. Make sense or not? So you can see all together. Now choice is yours how to do that. So let's go to the program and we'll modify. So we'll say vi 7.sh. vi 7.sh. We are going to the program. vi 7.sh. Press enter. Now here I press I, and I don't want to write, I don't want to display. So I'm going to say 2 times greater than without space, and I'll say code. It means I'm not displaying, I'm actually appending to the code. Code will be a new file. It will create. Code will be a new file. It will create. It will merge all files content. Make sense? When you are using 1 time, it's write. And if you use 2 times, it's append. Make sense? 1 time write, 2 times append. So you wrote in code. After done, press enter, and now do cat code. So when you do cat code, what will happen? Whatever you appended, you are now going to display in one shot. Result will come same way, but rather than displaying one at a time, you are merging and displaying result at once. Make sense? So sometimes people might ask you, hey, can you merge? Can you append this one? You can do that as well. Now you can escape, colon WQ. And now in case if you forgot to give a permission, you can say sudo chmod plus X 7.sh, right? Without that, you will have permission denied error. So this is like sudo chmod space X plus X 7.sh. So sudo space chmod space plus X space 7.sh. Easy.
We already did it once.
No, I think for Herman. This is special for Herman. So sudo space chmod space plus x 7.sh. Now if I run my program, everything will work 7.sh and boom, you get everything. Nice, beautiful, everything. So program just works. Program just works. So this is our program. You can see this is the file name 7.sh and it works. Make sense? This is our program. Question, concerns, doubt. Are you guys getting interesting? Right? Getting interesting, right? Yes or no? So now let's continue further. Okay. Any question before I switch to our forum? Got it? Good. Let's go back to forum. Now, this is something your small homework which you're going to do. Your homework has multiple homework, so you will do this exercise. Now modify, create a new program, ask user to enter the first name, you know how to do read, right? Yes or no? And format and show something like this. So you're going to ask name, email, phone, address. Good. Now, we already talked about how to do mathematic model, so I'm not going to go in detail. Now let's do if statement. So in if statement, you will like this thing. Please pay attention. We'll do true. Please, if statement. Before I run the program, my style is to explain it. If you understand, you will not have error. If you don't understand, you will have error. So your error is not because you're typing incorrectly. Your error is you're not understanding. And that's why error will increase. If you understand, even you make error, you will fix it. So what is this if statement? So if statement means decision statements. So whenever you make decision statement, we call diamond. Diamond and decision means your question. Is it true? If it is true, you go one side. And if it is false, you go one side. So decision always have two branch. If your decision is correct or condition is correct, you go to one side. Otherwise, you go to other side. So here, you can see carefully if is a condition. Then we have rectangle bracket. Anytime you do rectangle bracket, before and after there is a space. Did you notice that? Be careful. Before and after there is a space. Then say $1. Then you are saying space. You're doing space. GT means greater than. GT stands for greater than space 100. You see how nicely space are? Then space rectangle bracket. Now majority people don't understand the power of space. You see this space here, space here, space here, space here. And then after that you press enter. Then, so if this condition is true, so if, that's example, I pass $1 means I'm passing parameter. Remember we talk about, yeah, sound familiar? $1, $2, we are passing. So let's say if I pass $1, that's example 101. So 101 is greater than 100, yes or no? Yes. So it will go to then, and whatever you want to do, you can write there. But let's say I pass 5. If I pass 5, this is $1 is 5. 5 is greater than 100? No. So in that case, it will not go to then, but it will go to else. It will go to else, and you will do something. What is else saying? If always have its fi, reverse. Fi means reverse. If has its reverse means end if statement. So if reverse means fi, which is ending the if statement. So anything you start, you must end. So now see this program, so you will understand. Pay attention. This is our 10 program, just an example. Let's say I'm saying I'm running 10, I'm passing 10. So when I pass 10, $1 will be 10. And $10 is greater than 100? No. So it straight go to else. Number is not greater than 100. But let's say I run again the same program, but this time I'm passing 200. What is $1 will be?
200.
200 is greater than 100. If the condition is true, you're going to get this. Make sense? So right now, we're going to write a next program called 10.sh, but this copy this program. Copy this program. So we can avoid typing. Copy this program. So we're going to highlight and we copy this program. So please copy this program, Control C, copy this thing. Please copy this program. Control C, copy that. After you copy, we are going to do here vi 10.sh 10.sh vi space 10.sh, press I for insert, and right click and paste. So whole program will be pasted. Right click and paste. Copy, then right click and paste. So vi space 10.sh, ten 10.sh, space I for insert, right click and paste. Right click.
Excuse me, Tushar, what is that FI at the end? Is if or FI?
I just explained, Malaki. In Linux,
Okay.
it's the reverse. If
Oh, reverse. I see.
reverse, that's called end of if statement. Anytime you reverse, it's end of that. So if the condition is true, go here. If condition is not true, you go here. And this is the end part. End. So in Linux, we do reverse.
I see. Okay. Thank you.
You will see more often reverse. So that's called end if. End if. So far, so good. Clear? The reason we are doing this way, but please understand, this space is a killer. Anytime you do rectangle bracket before and after space, $1 space GT is greater than. If you want to do equal, EQ. If you want to less than, LT. Make sense? One. So these are proper words, reserved word, and then 100. So space here, then space. So if you make a mistake in space, it won't work. If you don't want to use this thing, then you can write test. I like rectangle bracket because I'm used to it. Make sense? Then will only work if the condition is true. Else will work when the condition is false. So then condition is true. Else will work only when condition is false. Now do escape colon WQ, escape colon WQ, and now give permission. So how do I give permission? Sudo chmod plus x 10.sh 10.sh, and now when you run it, ./10.sh run with 102, then use up arrow and just make it 10 and run it 10 and run it. You can use up arrow. If you use up arrow, then you can bring previous command back and run 10 and see that. Make sure you run 2 times. First time you run with 102 and you can say your number is greater. And then you use up arrow, but this time enter 10, it say your number is not greater than 10. Make sense? You need to use up arrow and you're passing .10sh. You're passing the value. First time when you run, pass 102, which is greater than 2. Then use up arrow and run same program 10.sh. But this time pass only 10 and see what happens. You will know that first time it is running then statement because condition is true. And second time it is running else statement because condition is false. Good. Everyone is good so far? Linux programming is so much fun because it's very clear, it's easy because it's a scripting. So far you might have noticed that you don't feel awkward, but you have learned a lot more things, right? Because it is designed for 1 or 2 days. You can within 1 or 2 days you can learn. That's what scripting is. If it is a programming, then it takes weeks or months, but scripting takes few hours to learn. Okay. Again, let's go back to the forum. We are going here. We talk about test and expression. I hope you understand. Right? If you do rectangle bracket, there's a space, or you can use test, whichever works for you. So let's do test program here. I have a small program. This program, I'm going to show you how it works. So you need to understand, then you will appreciate this is. In Linux, there is a two things, right? One is a file and one is the folder. File and folder. Sometimes folder is called directory. Folder is called directory. So in Linux, if you do -f, means you are checking file. If you say -d, then you are checking directory. So let's go back to your Linux console and write this thing, taste -f 10.sh and press enter. So what happened? Taste -f 10.sh. You are saying test space -f 10.sh. Do we have 10.sh? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So -f means, is this a file? That's what it is. So taste space -f 10.sh. So is this file? Is, yeah, it's file. So if I do dollar here, example, echo $question, you will see 0. Echo $question, you will see 0. Why 0? Why 0? Because I said taste -f, which is the file, 10.sh. So we are saying, is this a file exist? Is this a file? When I say echo dollar question mark, answer will be 0. Yes, it is. If that's a theory, then let me create a directory here. You guys can do that. mkdir, 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 mkdir. Make sure you do it. Type it. mkdir, and let's say I say data. mkdir data. mkdir. I'm not making difficult here. Make sure you follow along. mkdir, make directory, and we are saying data. mkdir data. So now do you know that mkdir will create a directory? Yes or no? Now I'm going to run the command taste -f space data. -f data. Now you can say echo $question mark. You should get 1, this is not 0, because it's not a file, it's a directory. So test -f data, because you know, I know data is a directory. Yes or no? So you got, ideally I should get 0 if it is a file, but right now I'm getting 1. Are we understand? Why am I getting 1? Because it's a directory, it's not a file. So anytime you don't get 0, it means command did not work correctly. So if I want to check with -d, what will happen? So let's do it. So taste space -d data, and then you do echo $question mark. Give me thumbs up if you really understood this. 0. Make sense? So if somebody asks you to find, is this a file or folder, you can do -f for file, -d for directory. There is another thing called -e for exist. So like example, I do this way. Taste taste -e, that's a Tom. I know Tom doesn't exist. So echo $question mark, it should give me 1 because it doesn't exist. -e for exist. -s means, do you have a 0 byte or your size? S stands for size. So there are so many options you can check in case if you need that. But -f and -d is very popular. -f stands for file, -d stands for question, concerns, doubt. Exist.
Exists or just bits.
Yeah, if file exists, sometimes you want to check, is this file exists? You do -e. -e means if file exists.
Now, let's say you're in a certain directory, the file doesn't exist in that directory, but outside.
Mhm.
Where is this checking? Is it checking globally or?
No, it's checking current. You have to give path.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want to check in particular location, you need to give a path. Right? So you have to give path. Good. Any questions, concerns? Very good. Awesome. People on phone, I'm hoping you guys are doing good so far. So far, so good. Awesome. Trust me, this is something, whatever I'm teaching, I can give you guarantee. Guarantee means 100% guarantee Nowhere in the world you will know this type of thing, but you will learn in 2 days. You don't have to spend years for Linux. This will boost your resume, boost your confidence, but you need to practice, because when I'm explaining, everything is easy, but you have 7 days to practice. If you come next week without practice, whose fault is this, right? Then you are not working for your career, then you will unnecessarily slow down the class. Next week, we are going to focus a little bit faster because I need to cover a lot more advanced topics. So make sure you practice, okay? Let's go back to our forum. Now, we did if and else. Now this is one interesting thing. So here, you see how I highlighted. Why did I highlight it? Because I want to show you that in this program, if I say 10.sh, if I give xx, if I pass xs, $1 will be xx. And before equal and after equal, there is a space. So that's why I highlighted. If it is Monday, then I say your homework is due today. Else, do your homework. If always have a fi, which is the end. So in this example, rectangle block I'm using, but I'm using string comparison. The last one example, if you remember, we do GT, greater than, where I'm comparing numeric value. Make sense? GT, EQ, numeric value, but here we are comparing string. So here you can say if $1 means I'm going to pass one parameter. Make sense, sir? So we're going to do this exercise from scratch. So this will give you more confidence. Sounds good? So let's go back to our forum. Let's create a file called 11 vi 11.sh. We are doing from grassroots level. So you all can understand vi 11.sh. 11.sh. Right? Please understand, as you are doing this thing, you're comfortable like how mechanism work. Enter. As soon as you come here, what are you going to do? I for insert. So here we'll say, I'll write a comment. So we'll say comment, do homework, right? If it is Monday, okay. So here, when you press enter, a comment will follow. You need to delete the comment, so otherwise it will keep following the comment. So make sure you come here and delete the comment #, otherwise it will follow and nothing will work. So comment means the line will be ignored. So when you do #, after that, whatever you write, it will be ignored. So you want to make sure you do not have # in front of your program. So let's start. So we'll say if, then rectangle bracket, space, double quotation, $1, double quotation complete, space, equals, space, double quotation, MON, double quotation complete, space, rectangle bracket, enter. See how nicely it is. So first you do if, then space, rectangle bracket, then space, double quotation, $1, then space, double quotation complete, then equal, then space, double quotation Monday, double quotation complete, space, rectangle bracket. Be careful with the space. I cannot emphasize enough, because many times when I was working on, earlier stage, I spent a lot of time because I did not do space. And you can't figure it out because it doesn't tell you where it's the problem. So it's very important. Space before after equals, space before after rectangle bracket. Then you write then enter, echo. Homework is due today. Homework is due today. If it is not a Monday, we'll say else, echo, do your homework. Double quotation complete, and F. Please understand, whatever you write in double quotation, it's a message. You start double quotation, end with double quotation. So homework is due today. That's a message you want to display on the screen. This message only you want to display if your past parameter or first parameter should be Monday. Easy.
Homeward versus capital.
That's all right.
In double quotation, anything you can write. That's fine. This one is a message. You can write uppercase, lowercase, doesn't matter. Good. Everyone is doing good so far. Yeah. Now I'm going to save this program. So how do I save? Escape, colon, WQ, no space. So we'll say escape, colon, WQ, write and quit. Now, how should I give a permission? Execute permission? Sudo chmod space plus X 11. You don't have to type everything. 11, type and tab. And now you're going to run. So when I run 11, and if I don't pass anything, it will say do your homework. I use up arrow. And if I pass Tuesday, it will say do your homework. And if instead of Tuesday, if I write lowercase mon, homework is due today. Check it out. I ran this same program multiple times. First, I did not pass anything, do your homework, which is else part. I passed Tuesday, do your homework, else part. And I passed Monday, it's a homework is due today, because condition become true. When condition is become true, it's a homework is due today. Good, thank you, Lorena. Right. Even though what skill you have right now, you can really understand how simple it is. Many times, you can use ChatGPT to do something. So, like example, now you know a lot of things. So, if I want to write ChatGPT, I want to leverage this ChatGPT to just give you an idea how you can now leverage, because you now know the concept. So, if I do ChatGPT, its concept matters. So here, like example, I'm here, and in ChatGPT, let's say I say, you know what? See here on the screen, I'm writing a prompt. So I'll say write a Linux program to check input, and if it is Monday, then display homework is due today. Otherwise, do your homework. Right? So you are writing in English. So write a Linux program to check input, right? And if it is Monday, then display homework is due today, otherwise. So you can see it will give me code. But because now your foundation, it's giving me C cells. This is C shell. So
the bash.
Yeah, so I have to write a little bit bash, because this is kind of C. As I said before, it used to be popular. So I copy here and say, I'm going to change my prompt. So here I'll say write a Linux bash shell program. Let's now look at that. Make sense or no? Now, what is this one? So you can see there is a similarity between our program and this program. So here, enter your day, and it is reading day. And then you're saying code day. TR means upper to lower. It means convert to lowercase. TR means translate. Anything you type here, like example, if I type Monday, capital, then this command is doing whatever you are having, convert into lowercase. And then you're saying if day is Monday, then homework is due today, otherwise, like that.
So the syntax here, the then statement is at the end instead of.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
There is a small hint here. You see this semicolon?
Yeah.
That gives them, you can write in the same line. I do not write. I always press enter, because I don't like semicolon thing. So I press enter. When I press enter, then should be next. If you want to write in same line, you need to write semicolon. It's a typical. But you can see that majority program given to you. It is not going to give how to run the program and all, which you know now. Makes sense? So don't cry that you don't know everything. ChatGPT is your best companion. You can ask questions and you can get some hint here. But given that you should know how to read this program, right? Good. Yeah. Back to business. So we did this thing. Now, this one is already there, so you guys can play around. So if I do echo dollar translating lowercase uppercase, you can do that also, which not a big deal. Okay, now we did this. Yeah, this is interesting. You may like this. Login program. Please see on the screen. So in this login program, we are asking user enter username, and we are asking user to enter password. So whatever user enters, we are saying if username equals to Tom, and this is and 2 times ampersand means and password equal to Tom123. If that's the case, login successful, otherwise login failed. Because you're using and, both condition has to be true. Makes sense? Are we understanding? So you have to highlight and copy this book. This is your program, copy this book. Highlight and copy. Control C. Control C. Copy that. Highlight and copy. Control C. Makes sense? Huh? Now, please understand, we are copying this program. Let's go to our Linux box. We are going to do next program, which is vi 12.sh. So vi 12.sh. So vi 12.sh. Right? Press enter. We are 12.sh. Now press I for insert, and then right click and paste. Right click and paste. So whole program we can paste it on. This way you can save some time. I like the color so you can easily see your program very nicely. Yes, sir. So after you did vi 12.sh, and once you come inside, you just press I and right click and paste. Your program is more readable. Enter username. Whatever you enter username, you will pick it, get into variable, and then you're checking his username is Tom and his password equal to Tom123. If that's the case, login successful, otherwise login failed. Makes sense or no? Right? After you check this program looks pretty good. You're going to save it. How do you save? Escape, colon, WQ. Escape, colon, WQ. WQ means write and quit. Write and quit. Now I need to give execute permission. So sudo chmod +x wall.sh. I give execute permission. Now I run the program. So 12.sh, if I run, it will ask enter your username. I'll say Tom. Password Tom123. It will say login successful. Then I use up arrow again, run the program. This time I'll say Tom and password. I'm going to enter XYZ. Incorrect. It's a login fail. Why don't you run your program? Check it out. Run 2 times. First time enter Tom and Tom123 and see login successful you get. Next time run program Tom and XYZ and you should say login fail. So far, so good. Anthony, things are working well. Good. Any question, concerns, doubts so far? Right? Everything is in our forum, and you have a step-by-step instruction in forum. The reason I kind of created a forum, we do have a PowerPoint, but problem in PowerPoint, you can't do copy paste, you can't go back. So forum will be lifetime, you will have access. So once you become a student, lifetime access. We want you to learn, we want you to be successful, not today, forever. So you have access to lifetime, so no worries about it. And trust me, you will be surprised how many times I'll be adding. I'll continuously modify that. The reason I modify, because as I find more content or more questions, I keep adding the content so you get more detail. So every time you come back, you will see something more, right? Good. Moving along. So we did, now we are going to do if, else, if. So you can do if, else, if like that. So they have a concept called, you can do if, then, elif, like that. You can do that also. Again, if you want to do they call nested if statement. So if this is the condition, if that condition is true, do this, else if, another condition, do this, And if this condition is not true, if this condition is not true, then do the else. So sometimes you may have multiple conditions. You can use that also. And or. If you have two conditions, and if you want to make sure two conditions, then you use ampersand, which is the and. But if you do pipe, that's or. So two pipe, which is the or. So if you do two pipe, means either condition is true, ultimately it's true. So either or. So if you are using pipe, like example, if I have $10 or I'm happy, I'll go for movie. If I have $10 or I'm happy, I'll go for movie. So either condition is true, I'll go for movie. But let's example, I have $100 and I'm happy, I'll go for party. I have $100 and I'm happy, I'll go for party. So in that situation, both condition needs to be true. Yeah, we talk about that. S stands for size, I think we talk about, right? So here, this is what we did just few minutes back, bar and ND, right? Now, this is small homework also. So there are tiny homework I kind of prepare so you guys can play around. Again, more you do is better. So at this moment,
Is this homework also
there are multiple homeworks you have.
for next week?
Yeah, like total 4, but it won't take longer. So up to case statement, I'm trying to do right now. I'll complete the case statement and then we'll complete the quiz. So case statements, it's kind of multiple if statement. So I normally in my life, I normally don't use multiple if statement because it's a lot of time consuming, but case statement is very powerful. So I like case statement. I use case statement more often. So case statement is also known as a switch statement. So think about your switchboard and your switches. Your switches. So what happened? One switch can perform one task. So if you have to if you press this, it will perform one task. If you want to press, so each one has it. So it's kind of if statement, but it's a lot more simpler. It's a lot more simpler. When should I use case statement? So like example, you are system admin. In that you have environment. The first environment is a dev environment. Second environment is a QA environment. Third environment is, let's say, UAT environment. Fourth environment is a production environment. So you can create a switch, one for dev, one for QA, one for UAT, one for production. So it's kind of nice, like based on the parameter, based on the input, you run that specific logic. You're not going to run all. You're going to run one based on the switch. So if you say dev, you run dev specific. If you say production, you run production specific. So case statement is very powerful. I often use it. It's kind of create a menu, So how it works? So please understand, case require input. So you can pass input, let's say environment, or you can pass month, or you can pass something. And then there is a pattern. Pattern means you can say uppercase, lowercase. You can use pipe different pattern, and then you do this. So that's a pattern. So you can say A to uppercase, lowercase. It means either A pass or lower A pass. This pattern is true. Then do whatever you want, and then 2 times semicolon. Remember, 2 times semicolon. It means break. 2 times semicolon means break. You have to do 2 times semicolon. Now let's say second switch. The B capital, pipe, B, and then do whatever you want, and semicolon. If you don't do anything, it will be else. And case always have a reverse case. C, A, S, E. Malaki, I hope you understand. In Linux, and will be reverse. So case start.
Yeah, good to know. Yeah, I didn't know that. Thank you.
End case. So you remember that everything is reverse. Make sense or not? Just like if has a FI, which is nothing but and if. So case has a reverse. So sometimes if you want to make a spelling mistake, just check that. It starts with E, S, A, C. Make sense? So I have an example. This is a small example. I want you to pay attention so you will understand. In this example, I'm creating a one variable environment. So first of all, and then I'm creating a case statement. So please pay attention. So this case statement, we are saying pass the environment. So we are passing environment. What is our value, environment value? Dev. In this, we are saying case, you are passing environment. So the environment is $env, we are passing in, and then we are saying if it is a lowercase dev, or capital D.
What if it was in
Then you can say or D capital. You can do as many or you can, and then parenthesis, and then do whatever you want to, and then semicolon. Same thing you can do for QA, capital QA, lowercase QA, right? Mixed case QA, like that. And this one, star parenthesis means else. So neither dev, neither QA, then it will run this one. And case will always have an end case. Make sense? So what we can do is we can, instead of running this, we will run this one. This will be very helpful. So why don't you copy this program? Please see on the screen and copy this program. We are making this parameterized, so you will understand and you will like it. Copy this program. Make sense or not? So copy this thing, please. So I'm copying this program. Control C. Go back to your Linux box. Go back to your Linux box and say vi. We'll say 13.sh vi 13.sh. You can give any name, doesn't matter. 13.sh. And press enter. Press I and then right click and paste. Right click and paste. We all should know how to do pasting because this is going to be very helpful. So this is your start and end. This is your start and end. Make sense? Are you guys understanding how many cases we have right now? 2. Dev and QA. Can I do another thing? UAT? Yeah. Can I do another product? Yeah. If I copy this portion, right, and repeat that for Q production, I can have prod. I can do that. So you can create as many cases you want. The last one will be else part. This is the else part. Last one. Make sense or not? Now, don't forget the semicolon part. The semicolon means you are ending this case and you are coming out. So at single point of time, only one case can run. Either dev, QA, or wrong choice. You can't run all. Makes sense? The switch, right? If you think about it, you turn on fan, then fan will start. You turn on light, light will start. But you can't start all. Right? You have to do one at a time. Make sense? So now I understand my part. I'm expecting input $1. I'm expecting input $1, and based on the $1, I'm saying, is this $1, which is my environment, is it dev? Then I'll get this. If it's QA, I'll get this. Right? Now do escape. Escape, colon WQ. Colon WQ. Now we need to give a permission. So we'll say sudo chmod plus x 13 13.sh. Now I'm going to run this thing 13.sh 13.sh, and let's say this time I'm passing dev, so it will say dev task. If I use up arrow and if I pass capital dev, it will say dev task. If I up arrow and if I pass QA, it will say QA task. But let's say instead of that, if I pass UAT, it's a wrong choice. Why don't you try it out and give me thumbs up? It's beautiful. Like you can pass uppercase, lowercase, doesn't matter. But if you pass something which is not there, you will say wrong choice. So case statement is very powerful when you are having a lot more logic. Environment to environment vary, then case statement will be better. Environment to environment, it varies. Good. I hope you are enjoying and I hope you are learning. Now we will switch to the quiz. But before we switch the quiz, any question before we terminate? Some of you, when you terminate, all your program will disappear. You know that, right? So if you don't want to terminate, you can stop it. Listen carefully. If you don't want to terminate, you can stop it. And tomorrow, if you want to practice, you can just start it. So I'll show you how to stop and start. You don't have to terminate because if you lose all your program, for me, it doesn't matter. But for you, if you want to go back and refer your program, if you do stop, you just need to stop. Will you be charged? Yeah, maybe 1 cent. It won't charge too much. So 1 cent will not really cost you money. If you terminate, you lose all program. If you stop it, and maybe tomorrow, if you want to review, or maybe day after, you can just start it and you can start
How
logging.
much they can charge you for a week?
Per week, maybe $1 max, maybe $1 max. Okay, it won't charge more, but make sure you stop it. If you stop, you will be max charged. Ideally, it will not charge more than 30 cents or 40 cents, but max I'm saying $1. But if you start running, then it will charge you $3, $4. So if you keep running like this, end of the Friday, maybe $3, $4. But if you stop it, I would say maybe 30 to 40 cents it will charge. Right? So right now, if you just, I'm going to show you how you can stop and all. So in case, let's say example, you're going to stop it, right click, and you can stop instance. You can right click and you can stop instance. And once you come back, you can right click and start instance. You can do that and you can log in again.
When you log back in, it'll show that that instance is running. You just
No,
it's active. You just have to start it.
no. Listen carefully. When you stop it, it is not active. It will be inactive. You need to go back and you have to start. When you start, then it is running.
But when you log back in, that instance will still be there.
Instance is there. The name is there, but not running. So you have to start. So when you start it, it takes a minute or two. And then you start logging. Then you can connect and just like we
Only way
connected.
it will not be there is if you terminate.
Yes, terminated, it will be gone forever. So after you start, you connect and log in just like we have been logging, right? For me, I don't want to pay extra money. So I'm going to just right click and terminate. So I'm going to terminate right now. So I will not be charged, but you can stop it. I would suggest you should stop because you've gone through like 12 plus exercise. If you want to review, you can. Otherwise, you have to start over, right? So I'm going to terminate. You guys can stop it, whichever works for you. Okay. Now, the final thing called quiz time. So let's do that. Quiz time. All those things which you are teaching, it's all there. Homework informations are there. So now let's do quiz. I also added a book in case some of you want to learn more Linux programming. You can read the books. I kind of found many books, but the way I designed forum, if you follow, you'll be fine. But if you want to run extra labs, book is there. So you can make use of it. Okay. Now let's go to quiz. What would be the correct answer here?
Change file permissions.
Change file permissions. Everyone agree?
Yes.
Nice, good job. Next one.
First argument passed.
Second one.
First argument has to the
passed.
Right? Awesome. Next one.
The number of arguments passed.
Easy.
Yes.
Nice. Next one.
Read.
What is read? Read.
Yes. Good. Next one. I did not cover, so I'm going to give you a hint. This is the answer. Okay. Next week we're going to cover.
expression EXPR.
EXPR.
Compared to check conditions.
Yeah, first one.
This one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next one.
If condition. The first one.
Yeah. First
Next
one.
one.
Mhm.
It's just like the thing about the Python perspective.
Third one.
Third one.
So that's why, you know, Python programming will be very handy. I have not covered, but you can easily understand.
Define.
Define, yeah.
Oh, function.
We'll cover next week.
Handle multiple conditions.
Yeah, the third one.
Mm. Okay. Yes.
Next one.
Skip
Just like Python program.
service to
The
continue.
iteration and move to the next.
Right? Do you think now it's healthy? Right? So that's why one programming language does help other programming language.
Break command. The third one.
Right.
Continuous.
Terminates.
Oh, it does.
Break, right? Stop.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, break. Okay.
Oops.
It's the outcome.
This one. Loop, exit immediately. Loop, exit, must. Loop, exit.
Oh.
It has to be loop exit, right? You're breaking loop.
Mm.
Break.
Right. Whole loop will break.
Yes.
Next one.
It's the purpose of the echo.
Echo, print message to the
message.
terminal.
To the,
Display error. What?
No, it's not only display. Display,
Message to the terminal.
print
yeah.
message.
Yeah.
I thought display, but it's not only error. It does display everything. It's the last question.
Oh, we'll have to. It will ignore it.
Now, if you, it will error out, but what is this? What will happen if continue is misplaced as continue in the Scala script?
The syntax error will occur.
I thought it would ignore it.
What if continue is, it should give some error, right? Because you're trying to
Syntax error.
find. So script will execute normally, no. It will treat it as a variable, no. Script will ignore. I think it might be a syntax error. It will say command not found or something, right? I'm just thinking about that. What is this one? Yeah,